Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Starry Tarot. I hope you are all doing wonderfully today. My name is Sophie, for those of you who are new and might not know. Welcome if you are new, and thank you for your subscription. And if you are returning, welcome back, and good to see you. I don't know what's going on with my card cam. There we go. And speaking of card cam, I am using my beloved Barbie tarot deck today. We love it. Hello, Strawberry Sea. Welcome. Good to see you. I don't know if you're new here. If you are, welcome. This is a tarot reading channel. For those of you who may not know, I answer any of your questions that you may have, with the exception of legal and or medical questions. And all of my donation information can be found at the top of the chat and also within the body of the chat as well. And yes, I answer any question you may have, with the exception of medical and or legal. And then I also have a menu of readings that I suggest to people as well. First one that I'm going to suggest is, it is December 1st today. So I am debuting my annual next year review readings, 2026 readings. They're very comprehensive. They're always very fascinating. I can't tell you how many clients come back to me months later to tell me, oh, you know what you told me that was going to happen in March? Oh, it happened, this happened. All the way to December. It's quite remarkable. And those are 2626 or 3434 over SuperChat. And it's 2 cards for every month, so it's 24 card reading. Very, very comprehensive. Highly recommend that. And for those of you who have been asking about my annual readings, they are now here, and I will be offering them until the 10th of January. Hi, Pete Grace. Welcome. Yes, and I'm going to send you. Okay, thank you so much, Strawberry Sea. Yes, I do offer past life readings. That is true, Pete. I offer past life regression readings. I've been studying past life regression therapy since I was very, very young. And I have a method I discovered a method basically 2 years into my professional reading. I realized I was channeling past life. It was how I would regress people in the past through meditation or hypnosis. It was a very similar thing. So yes, I do. I offer past life regression readings. Those are 1919 or 2727 over SuperChat. And we don't have to ask for a past life. It could be any intention that you'd like. If you want to have a past life illustrated to you that is going to be most helpful to your current journey right now, we can ask that. If you want just a random question, we can ask that. A random past life that Spirit feels that you need to know, we can do that. One I highly recommend is if you're feeling kind of low or like a lack of gratitude in your life, having Spirit illustrate the least fortunate, the most difficult past life of yours. And then alternatively, we can also ask what was the happiest or the most fortunate past life that you had. I am also a psychic medium. And thank you very, very much, Samara, for your donation, love. Thank you. Let's jump right on into that. And we also received a donation from Ms. Haley. Thank you so much, Haley. Good to see you. Okay, let's get this going. Okay, Miss Samara, you would like to know, you're curious what you can expect next in love. I can absolutely answer that. Samara, what is your what is your astrological sign? Strawberry SE. You made a donation on PayPal. Wait, how much was your donation for Strawberry? And you are a Scorpio Sun, Leo Moon. Thank you so much, Samara. Okay, so Strawberry, what are you shopaholic? Because they've changed the usernames to ats now. Are you Haley, hun? Because I haven't seen Haley in the chat now that I'm thinking about it. Was that you, love? There we go. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, no, and I'm sorry about that, hun. I'm sorry, Haley. Good to see you, honey. Yeah, no, it happened like 2 weeks ago or so. For some reason, and it's on all YouTube platforms. They've changed all usernames to ats. I don't know if you noticed it too, but it's rather annoying for me, you know, because I know people through their usernames. YouTube. Thank you so much, Haley. Good to see you, love. It's been a while. Okay. Let's see here. Sorry about that, love. Okay, Samara. So I know it is, and I've noticed it too, like with the comments that I get on my other like videos and stuff. I'm like, who is this person? Oh yeah, I see. And we just received a donation from Pete Grace. Thank you so much, Pete, for your donation, my friend. Let me go ahead and add you here. Before we get into Samara's reading. Okay. All right, Miss Samara, let's see. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Samara in love? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Samara in love? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Samara in love? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Samara in love? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Samara in love? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Samara in love? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Samara in love? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Samara in love? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Samara in love? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Samara in love? I noticed that too, Samara. I noticed that too. The shopping bags, and Shopaholic. Didn't you have? Maybe I'm forgetting, but I could have swore you had a shopping bag emoji. That's so funny. That's so interesting. All right, let's see, Samara. We got some Shopaholics in the house here. Me being one. All right, we have 3 of Wands reversed, 3 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, okay, and Page of Cups, Mama, Samara. Samara, are you single right now? If you are, I don't think you're going to be single for much longer. And girl, I don't normally get to say this that often, but this looks amazing. You don't think you did? Oh, okay, well, still, weird coincidence there. Um, so here's what I'm seeing, Samara. I'm guessing that you're single with these cards here, but again, I'll repeat myself. I don't think you're going to be single for much longer. Um, but I do see this Three of Wands reversed. Like, very much single. Okay. So when I say you're not going to be single for very much longer, time is relative. We do have this Three of Wands reversed. Three of Wands reversed is indicative that someone's feeling impatient. And if you're feeling, and I've been there, if you're feeling impatient in love, I get it. But just like any good thing in this world, good things don't come quickly or easily. And you may have been waiting for a while now for a solid love, for this Ten of Pentacles love that's coming towards you. This is the strongest card in the 78, the deck of 78, girl. Okay, fun fact, I pull a card for myself every single day. I've been doing it for like 7 years now, and I keep a record of it. I like have a spreadsheet of every single card I pull. I have only pulled the Ten of Pentacles once in my life, or once in that 7-year period. I pull it reversed a lot, but get this too, girl. The day that I pulled the Ten of Pentacles, I didn't get married, but I was asked to ordain a wedding. It is, and look at the art here too. I always joke about this Barbie deck like being so off when it comes to the original artwork. But I will say, this Ten of Pentacles, they know what's up. This is marriage, the baby carriage, whatever your idea of ultimate happiness is in love. It's definitely coming towards you, girl. But Spirit is saying to have some patience. It's going to come soon, but time is relative. Here's what I think. I think that it's, because we've got this Page of Swords and we've got this beautiful Page of Cups. Are you actively dating right now? Are you are you like on dating apps, or are you part of like singles communities or anything like that? Because the Page of Swords is the seeker. Page of Swords is Spirit saying, he's out there, girl. He's out there, but he's not going to just show up on your doorstep. Unless he's a very, very hot pizza guy. Or a really, really hot mailman. But chances are you're going to have to, he'll find you. You guys will find one another, but you got to put yourself out there. And I'm not telling you that you're not putting yourself out there. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here with Spirit saying, hey, she's got to search. She's got to start looking, because she's got this Ten of Pentacles in her future. I date, but it's only been guys I've met in real life. And that's okay. That's okay. It can be only guys that you meet in real life, but how often? The numbers, let's just be real, the numbers are often a little lower if we're just dating people that we meet in real life, depending on how, if we're part of singles groups, if we're part of, no, you're right, I deleted my social media, I do need to expand. And I think, hey, with this Three of Pentacles, don't limit yourself to and I know it's a pain in the butt to date online, but sometimes it has its rewards. It does. I've met people online who I've had successes with. I've met people online who have found successful love, but it can be a slog. We know that. Same with dating in real life too. I think a nice healthy blend of meeting people organically, meeting people online. Don't limit yourself to putting yourself out there. You are definitely a catch. And Three of Pentacles is not just about putting in work, which, let's be real, dating can sometimes feel like work. Searching, meeting people, talking to them, trying to figure out whether you want to go on a date with them, talking to them. It can be work. Enjoyable. It's nice to get to know new people, but it can be sometimes disappointing. It can be sometimes frustrating. but it can also be very, very, very rewarding, you know. Um, who knows? Yeah. And Spirit is saying it is definitely worth your search right now. This is a really, really good time for you to search because, babe, we got this Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, I refer to the Page of Cups as the crush card. So I don't know if you have a crush on someone right now, but someone's really going to really like catch your attention, and vice versa. And it's something, and it's going to result in what you want. It's not going to disappoint you. It's this is someone who is on the same page as you in terms of what they want romantically and what they want in a connection. This is really, really good, Samara. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. My theory, or my hypothesis, is that if you put just a little bit more energy and time into the search, I think that I think that you'll be with someone at the very latest spring of next year. That's the very latest. I think you're going to find someone sooner than that. But even then, if someone told me I'm going to find the guy in my dreams in 6 months, I'd be like, all right, yeah, 6 months. That's, I can do that. But when, when one is feeling like they want to be partnered with someone, which I totally understand, that can feel sometimes like a long time. But this is a real one. This is a real good guy coming into your life, or person coming into your life. And like I said, nothing good or worthwhile comes quickly or easily. And he's definitely out there, and it shouldn't feel like a slog, is what Spirit's saying. They're saying, just put a little bit more effort in your search, and you'll be very pleased. Definitely not disappointed with the results that you get or that you see. I love that Page of Cups too. That Ten of Pentacles, that Page of Cups. That's honestly, girl, that's what I would want to see if I'd ask the same question. So I love that. I love that for you, Samara. I think this is wonderful, and you're on the right track. Just keep on keeping on, and again, don't limit yourself. Social media, dating apps, dating sites, whatever the resource is of finding someone. Definitely take advantage of it. That's also that Three of Pentacles too. Oh my gosh, is using all your resources, using all resources available to you. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Miss Samara. Hope I brought you some clarity there. Hi, Austin. How's it going? All right, Miss Haley. What will come of my connection with Josh? Is there a possibility of reconciliation, or is it better that we move on? We recently broke up. I'm sorry to hear that, Haley. What's Josh's sign? And what's your sign again, Haley? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Austin. So, and okay, so what will come of my connection with Josh? Is there a possibility of reconciliation, or is it better that we move on? Do you want me to just ask what will come of your connection with Josh? Or do you want me to specifically ask if there's a possibility of reconciliation? Or do you want me to ask if it's better that you move on? My personal opinion there is I think it would be wisest to ask what's going to come of this connection, because it'll answer whether there's it would probably answer both. If you should walk away, or if there's still possibility here. He's a Pisces and you are a Taurus. Okay. Sorry, 1 second here. You're driving me bananas. Okay. Ask what will come of the connection. You got it. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will come between the connection, between Haley and Josh? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will come between the connection between Haley and Josh? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will come from the connection between Haley and Josh? How long were you guys dating for? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will come from the connection between Haley and Josh? And spirit guides, what will come from the connection between Haley and Josh? And spirit guides, what will come from the connection between Haley and Josh? Messengers and spirit guides, what will come from the connection between Haley and Josh? Messengers and spirit guides, what will come between the connection between Haley and Josh? Messengers and spirit guides, what will come between the connection between Haley and Josh? Messengers and spirit guides, what will come of the connection between Haley and Josh? You're so welcome, Samara. And you were together for 9 months. Okay. I almost had to shut my apartment down early because I closed her at a different department, forgot to call in late. Oh, I'm sorry, Austin. We know each other for 15 years, though. Okay. All right, Haley, let's get into this. Nine of Wands reversed, 5 of Cups, Queen of Swords, 8 of Wands reversed, and Knight of Swords reversed. Yeah, it looks like it would be best for you to move on, Haley. Did you guys argue a lot? Was there a lot of argumentation between the two of you, or were things like, was that not the issue? Because this Nine of Wands reverse, Nine of Wands upright was my card yesterday. Nine of Wands is just like nothing. It's like constant battles, constant battles, and it doesn't have to be an actual like argument. Oh, there was a lot of arguing. Okay, so yeah, constantly battling, constantly arguing, and Spirit is saying, do you really want that? Is that really something that you want from a relationship? Because I've been there, girl. My ex was a rageaholic and an alcoholic. Great combo. And I put up with it for too long. And I made excuses for him. Oh, well, he doesn't hurt me, but he's constantly berating. I'm not saying he's berating you, but constantly arguing, constantly picking fights, or not seeing each other eye to eye. And Spirit's saying, girl, you got to put down your battle sword. Not your battle sword, but your battle stick, your battle wand. It's time to put it down. Let your guard down. It would be a lot easier for you. I was hoping we would come to a position where we could just get along. Yeah, I don't see that happening, love. I don't think, while I'm sure the two of you are compatible in many ways, you were together for 9 months. That's a while. I'm assuming that things were probably much more placid at the beginning and calm, and then as time went on, his true colors showed. And I don't know if he's a rager or if it's just you guys don't see eye to eye on things. But either, or it could be both, but neither are good. It's not a good thing. You don't want to be with a rager. And that can get dangerous. That can be dangerous. Spirit's saying you shouldn't reach out to him. Don't talk to him. 8 of Wands reversed. It's communication. You're not going to get anywhere with communication with him. Oh, when you said it was placid at the beginning and he rages a lot. Yeah, because often, as a lot of people do, we don't see. All of us have good qualities. All of us have bad qualities. And when we first start dating someone, we often do our best to conceal those negative qualities. And he was able to conceal it for a while. I don't know how long, but a certain amount of time. And there's no way he's going back to being that person he was at the beginning, because he wasn't genuine. That wasn't genuinely him. That was a facade. Yeah, spirit with this Five of Cups, Spirit's saying it would be best to have him just live in your memories. It is a loss. It is. I have no doubt that it hurts. That 9 months is a long time, but you're gonna look back at this and you're gonna say you're gonna realize, I wasn't treated fairly. I wasn't. It wasn't. That's not how. That's not how. That's not the type of love that I want. That's not the type. That's not how someone should demonstrate that they love or care about someone. And I'm thinking about it too, with the rager that I used to date that I'm thinking about now. I'm so grateful that I'm not dating him anymore, but it was so hard to leave, and it was painful at first. But it didn't take too long for me to be able to look back in hindsight and be like, whoa, hindsight really is 2020. Like, I really, really should have left earlier. It's just not worth all that negative energy, all the argumentation. And it's also about your value too, knowing what you're worth, Haley. You don't deserve to be argued with constantly. You don't deserve that. And I don't know what other things may have ended the connection, but he just doesn't. He did not treat you right. He did not treat you right, and Spirit is saying that, yeah, you did not deserve the way he treated you. And they almost just want you to forget about him. Like, keep him, it's okay to have like good memories of someone, but definitely don't think about them right away. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if, and this happens with me, at least for me a lot, when a relationship ends, I try to hold on to all the good memories and then I lose them. And it's fine, because I realize that the negative outweighed the good, all the things that ended up staying in my mind were trauma, whereas the nice things didn't stay too long because they weren't that nice. They weren't that great. They didn't outweigh the bad. And yeah, this Knight of Swords reverse, like, you got to move on, forget about him, because your worth, your value, and there are many fish in the sea. Wow, I wasn't even thinking that. I was going to say there's many fish in the sea, girl. There are how many people on this planet, and I think 51% of the world's population is men, so we've got the upper hand. We have more of a choice. But you're not going to take. Spirit's saying your type of personality. You're not going to take. You're not going to take this into the next relationship that you have. You won't feel resentful. You won't feel worried that the next guy is going to be the same way. And they want to assure you that that's not the case, because you know the red flags now. You can identify them. And once you're able to identify those red flags, that's the only gift of a red flag is you have that knowledge now, and you can see the warning signs before it gets too deep. Fresh slate here. Spirit's really not a fan of him being in your life, and yeah, plenty of fish in the sea. And they would treat you so much better. It's love shouldn't hurt. Love shouldn't hurt or feel exhausting. Love does hurt sometimes, for sure, but it shouldn't hurt us. Our love shouldn't hurt us. So, yeah, baby, that is what I'm seeing for you. I'm sorry that ended, but I truly believe, I know that you're going to look back and be like, that was a good choice for me to make. That was the right choice to just walk away. Thank you again, Miss Haley. Much love and light to you. Pete Grace, thank you so much for your donation, Pete. So you are interested in a past life reading, correct, Pete? All right. So Pete, what is your astrological sign, and what what is your intent? How do you want to ask this? Do you want just a random, or not random, but do you want spirit to illustrate a past life of yours that they feel you need to hear, or do you have a specific angle? Like, was there a past life where I lived here, or no? Well, not that. Wouldn't really. That's not a good question to ask. But like a past life to illuminate, why am I afraid of heights, or something like that. I can give you some other examples, but what's on your mind? And what would you like to get from this? Leo, just anything that stands out. Okay, so I'll ask spirit. I'll ask spirit to illustrate the past life that they feel that you need to hear. And if you are watching this live stream, please be a friend. Thank you for being a friend, and remember to click the like button. It really helps me out. Thank you. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel he needs to know. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel is the most important for him to know. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel is the most important for him to know. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete that you feel is most important for him to know. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel is most important for him to know. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel is most important for him to know. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel is most important for him to know. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel is most important for him to know. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel is the most important for him to know. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel is the most important for him to know at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel is the most important for him to know at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel is most important for him to know at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel is the most important for him to know at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel is most important for him to know at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Pete's that you feel is most important for him to know at this time. The Devil, Judgment reversed, Eight of Swords, Ace of Swords reversed, Four of Wands reversed, the Moon reversed, Page of Wands, the Emperor reversed, Ten of Swords reversed, and Knight of Pentacles. Okay, give me just a moment here to turn my stuff. Interesting. Okay. So in this past life, I'm seeing jail. I'm in prison. I'm seeing jail bars. I'm seeing a jail cell. Of course, it's not your entire life, but it's where you ended up passing. Because Spirit shows me your birth, the middle portion of your life, and how you passed away. You spent quite a bit of time in prison in this past life that Spirit feels that you need to know about here. Okay, it's difficult for me to tell like what time this was, like what decade, because it's prison. But it looks somewhat recent. I usually try to identify like what pieces of technology I can see around me. And I'm not, of course, I mean, there's no cell phones, but that could just be maybe because you weren't allowed to have them. But I'm also looking at the way that the guards and such and the staff are communicating with one another. This feels like the 1970s. So this was a rather this was likely your last. Well, when were you born, Pete? That'll help me too. If you were born in the 70s, then this wouldn't be in the 70s. This could be anywhere, honestly, from the 50s to the 80s, possibly even 90s, but that wouldn't make sense if you were born sooner than then. But, wow, this is sad. You had a proclivity towards drugs and alcohol. You were born in 77. Okay, so I think it's got to be earlier then. It's got to be the 60s. You reincarnated really quickly. I think you wanted, and that makes sense. That really makes sense. A lot of people, a lot of souls don't want to reincarnate too fast. They're it's nice on the other side. But it was not, things were not so, and things were nice on the other side for you as well, but you wanted to redo things. You were so eager to, and I did a past life reading once where this came up. It was like you were very eager to be born again and live differently. In this past life, you, with this devil card and the moon reversed, you definitely had attachments to unhealthy things, drugs, alcohol, possibly selling them as well, because with this moon reversed, most of the things that you did were under the darkness of moonlight, so to speak. They were not legal, they were not accepted. I'm not saying that, of course, I'm not saying that absolutely everything you did was illegal, but you did not start out on a very good path. You didn't have a solid, loving family. You were in and out of school growing up. I don't want to call you a troublemaker. I don't want to say, oh, you were a troublemaker in this past life, but because I don't like that term, but more or less, yeah, you were a rebel rouser. You got into a lot of trouble, and it was because you had no direction. You had a complete lack of direction, and like virtually no upbringing, and no hardly any adults that you could trust or learn from growing up. So, and that speaks volumes with this Judgment Reversed card. You weren't able to make the right judgment calls. You weren't able to make the right choices because you were never told what the right choices were, or what the right judgment calls were. You didn't know, and sadly, you ended up within the judicial system on the bad side, on the wrong side of things, and because you weren't trying to be a bad guy or bad boy. You weren't trying to be like, it wasn't like you were rebelling against a society. It was more you were operating within a society and a culture that you knew and that you were a part of, and you knew nothing else. You knew nothing other than that. And it ended you in prison for quite until the day you died. It wasn't capital punishment, but you did die in prison. You were in and out too. It wasn't like you were just in there once. You were a recidivant. You were in and out. And that's the thing too, is then you would commit a minor crime. I think the first crime you committed was relatively minor. I think you maybe had a year or so. And you got out on good behavior. And then you ended up right back in because you did not know how to live in society. You weren't taught, and this is a problem that we see all the time nowadays. It's still the same with so many people who are incarcerated. We don't rehabilitate people. It's not about rehabilitation. It's about punishment. And punishment, I understand, but there's a reason why most people commit crimes, because they don't know any better most of the time, and that was very much your case. That was very much your case. You never had a father figure never had a father figure, the emperor reversed. So you never knew, you had no role model, no strong male role models to look to and emulate. Um, and it trapped you. It ended up trapping you. And furthermore, you didn't feel like you had a voice, because when you did try to speak your voice, when you did, especially like in court, you were dismissed. You were very, very, very harshly judged because people didn't believe in you. So that didn't help either. Um, and it sadly resulted in you perishing in the prison system. You never had a happy home from start to finish. You never had a happy home with this Four of Wands reversed. You never knew what that was. You never knew what domestic harmony was, social harmony. But you lived a long time. You didn't die young. You lived quite a long time. You were very old when you died in prison. This Knight of Pentacles, it was, like I said, you weren't just in there for just one amount of time, but the last time you were in there, it was like you were in there for good. There was no getting out. And like I said, it wasn't capital punishment, but you were locked up for almost the entirety of that life. And so you were born in 77. Yeah, I've seen this before. Normally people reincarnate 40 years after they've passed. Sometimes they don't want to reincarnate at all, and they want to, work with angels. But you were really ready to start over and do things differently in the next life, and make sure that you weren't put into the situation that you were put into when you were an infant in that past life. So this is one of, I don't know why Spirit felt that this was the past life of yours that they wanted to illustrate, that they felt you needed to hear the most. I don't know how this, and you would know, how it resonates with you, or how it relates to you in some way. I hope you do. But I would say this is an example of one of those readings, possibly an example of one of those of a past life reading where Spirit is saying, this was a very bad situation that you had, that you were living in your past life, and things may not be perfect in this life, as they never are. Things are never perfect in anyone's life, but to recognize the freedom that you have, the pure freedom that you have, the independence that you have, the difference in upbringing that you had, because you just had absolutely no one in this past life, and it might have been one of the least fortunate lives you had. I can't say that with complete confidence, because I haven't looked through all of your past lives, of which we have many. But this to me definitely looks like one of those readings where Spirit's saying, you came back to redo things, and you're I don't know your life right now, but I'm sure it's very, very different from what I'm illustrating here. And kind of a hearkening to look around you and what you have in this life, all the blessings that you do have in this life, and how you can utilize them, and perhaps recognize some of them that you may not have, or that you may have taken for granted or not really noticed in the past. But yeah, that's very interesting. That is what I'm seeing there. I've actually never. That is my first. That's my first prison past life. I've never done a reading, gotten a vision with that. But that is what I'm seeing there. Well, thank you very, very much, Pete. I really appreciate you a lot. And lots of food for thought there. Um, and yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So, hi. Hi, Angelina. Welcome. How are you doing? So I also offer soulmate confirmation readings. I did a couple of those this week, and those can be done in one of two ways. Um, first way is pretty self-explanatory. I simply ask your spirit guides, your angels, if somebody in your life is indeed a soulmate. And two things to keep in mind with that: we have many different soulmates in this life, in each life, and not every soulmate is romantic. We have friendship soulmates, we have familial soulmates, we have animal friend soulmates. So it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. And then alternatively, we can also ask just directly, ask your spirit guides, hey, do you give your blessing um, towards this person in my parents' life? And they'll say yes or no, and if it's yes, why? If it's no, why not? Same with soulmate confirmation as well. I'm doing good. I'm doing well, Angelina. Thank you, thank you. I'm on a little bit later than I normally go on, but I felt like going on tonight. I'm also going to be going out of town later this week, so I will likely be on tomorrow. I won't be on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Maybe Saturday, but definitely not Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Um, so that was another reason why I popped on, even though it was late. And I just dropped my phone. I answer a lot of romance questions. Sorry, I just fix my background. I do answer a lot of romance questions. That is definitely a very common one. And I have a lot of people come to me and ask, how does so and so think about me? What does so and so feel about me? What are so and so's intentions towards me? Well, I always recommend my TFI reading, which answers 3 questions in one, and it can be done with a 5-card mini, or a 10-card full, or a 15-card in depth. But it answers their thoughts, their feelings, and their intentions towards you, in addition to your general energies and their general energies as well. And it's no additional donation amount, it's just a suggestion for a question to ask. And we just received a donation from Ms. Angelina. Thank you very much, Angelina, for your donation. Let's go ahead and add you here. What's coming towards you in 2026? Okay, I just started offering it today, and every year I offer a comprehensive what's coming towards you in the next year. It's 24 cards. It's a year, so it's a long time. It's 2 cards for every month, and I'm happy to ask this question for you. But with 5 cards, it's only going to get so far. Um, it'll probably read like the first few months of next year. Um, would you want to do that? Ah, shoot. And what is your sign, Angelina? Angelina, are you there? Okay, hon, and what is your sign? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What can Angelina expect in 2026? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What can Angelina expect in 2026? Masters and spirit guides. What can Angelina expect in 2026? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What can Angelina expect in 2026? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What can Angelina expect in 2026? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What can Angelina expect in 2026? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What can Angelina expect in 2026? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What can Angelina expect in 2026? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What can Angelina expect in 2026? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What can Angelina expect in 2026? Scorpio. Okay. We have Four of Cups reversed, Queen of Swords reversed, the Emperor reversed, Six of Cups reversed, and Judgment reversed. Sorry, give me one sec here. Okay. So, did something rather traumatic happen to you recently? Because I'm getting starting with this Four of Cups reversed. This is a card of healing. This is a card of healing from loss, usually of a romantic type. It could also be friendship or work, but it's usually of an emotional nature. But reevaluating that loss, healing from whatever that loss was, and like a reawakening in the way that you regard not just that loss, but future gains in the future. There's a way I want to actually say it in my handy dandy book here. It has a great. I love this definition for the Four of Cups reversed is a new understanding of love and loss. However, with this Queen of Swords reversed is she's usually bitter. She's resentful. I'm not saying you're a bitter, resentful person by any means, but that's why I was asking if something traumatic, hurtful, very traumatic and hurtful. You were betrayed. Okay, yeah. Was it by a guy? Because we've also got this Emperor reversed here. There was some negative masculine influence that has caused this pain. And with this Queen of Swords reversed, it's saying that even though you're in the process of healing, it's hard to let go. It's hard to completely let go and give someone grace, even if they haven't apologized to you. It's very hard to move forward when we don't hear that apology or if it feels insincere. And sometimes we have to just grant that forgiveness, even if it wasn't asked for, and just so that we can move on with a clean slate and without resentments towards other people in the future, because that's very natural in human psychology. You know, if we humans, we notice pattern recognition. It was your son's father. The Emperor is the father card, girl. It's the father card. Yeah, okay, so yeah, he's really done a number on you. I'm so sorry, love. I'm really sorry. That's awful. Six of Cups reversed, Queen of Swords reversed. These are both cards that are reminders to do your very, very best to stay in the present moment, to not dwell on the past, as easier said than done as that is. These Six of Cups reversed, Queen of Swords reversed are both completely indicative of that, staying in the present moment and not allowing shitty things from the past to what's the word I'm looking for, to influence your expectations of the future, because there are good things coming towards you. And like I said, this is just 5 cards for all of 2026. I can't read all of 2026 with 5 cards. It's just not enough. But this is what I'm hearing from your angels and your spirit guides. So what I'm seeing here is it's not going to be easy, but it's something that you really should do. And I can't tell you what to do. Your spirit guides can't tell you what to do, but they're suggesting that this is something you should really focus on as the new year approaches. Is clean slate. And that's not to say that you're not going to still feel hurt. You were betrayed by your son's father. You're still going to be hurt. But Spirit is saying that the more that you can really try to move forward, you will really know, you will really see the blessings that are coming towards you. I'm trying not to think about the past. That's what's up, girl. That's what's up. The past is the past. The present is where we need to stay. The present moment is all we have, really. If we dwell on the past, it often leads to sadness, depression. If we dwell on, or if we fear the future, it often leads to anxiety and irrational fears. So that's what's up, girl. You're doing your very, very best. Just stay in the present moment, to not dwell on the past, even though that you really were put through the ringer. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's awful. And yeah, with this Judgment reverse, similar to this Queen of Swords reverse. The Queen of Swords, in the traditional art, she has scales next to her. She's a judge. She's a very fair judge. And she doesn't allow her past to, or people she knows from the past to help dictate her judgments, her judgment calls. There's definitely something to be said for being, identifying red flags. The only gift that comes from going through trauma like that is being able to identify the red flags in the future, and not placing the same judgments that you did and should on him with future people. It's hard. It's hard. I completely understand. It's very hard, and it takes a lot of grace, a lot of fortitude, to not anticipate something like that happening again, or anticipating other people to be duplicitous as well. Yes, they can be. There's a possibility. But Spirit is saying here to do your very, very best to not do the whole pattern recognition thing, what I refer to it as. Just because something, and I think you get, I think you hear me. I hope you do. That just because a horrible travesty befell you, does not mean that it's going to happen again. It's not a pattern. It's something. It's something terrible that happened to you. But it's. I would be very hard pressed to believe that this would happen again, with another person. I mean, that's just so terrible. I'm so sorry. But you're healing, and you strike me as someone who does have a lot of grace. Very strong. I get that energy for sure. And fresh new slate with next year, fresh new slate. Again, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry you went through what you went through. That's just the worst. But you were very strong. You were very strong. Well, thank you very much, Angelina. I appreciate you very much, and hope I brought you some clarity there. And if you're interested in like a whole scope of next year, I just started offering. I do it every year, but I just started offering them today. I can't tell you how, and I'm not talking myself up, but a lot of clients have been asking for them. They get them almost every year, and they're just wildly accurate. It's 2 cards for every month, so it's a 24 card spread. But I go into each month the two most significant situations that you can expect for each month. So if you're interested in that, I will be offering those till the 10th of January this year. Again, much love and light to you. Thank you. Thank you. So are you, Angelina. Thank you. Have I read? I don't know if I've read for you before. YouTube switched the usernames to @ so I don't know if you're another person I've read for with a different username, but if you are new, thank you so much for joining the channel. And if you're not, I'm so sorry for not knowing what your other name was if I've read for you in the past. But thank you so much, love. Thank you. Got a warrior. So many of y'all are warriors, honestly. This is a warrior channel for sure. Alright, so it looks like we are all caught up with donations. So the donation queue is currently open. So whoever sends a donation in next will be read for next. Thank you very much. Oh, it was your first time. Oh, well, thank you so much, Angelina. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for joining the Chan. We love new starlings. Oh, also, oh, dang, you're a Scorpio. Okay. I was going to say birthday readings, but we're in Sagittarius now. But just for future reference, on your birthday next year, you get a free reading. Everybody gets a free reading on their birthday. Hello, Felicia. How are you doing, love? I'm doing well, thank you. Back at home. Yes, yeah, absolutely. I'm not going anywhere this Christmas. Well, I'm going to my parents for Christmas. I was in Paris last Christmas. I do miss that, but it will be really nice going back home for the holidays. How about you? Do you have any plans for the holidays? I know aren't your kids coming for dinner and for Christmas in general. And then it's my birthday in January. That I'm looking forward to more because I have some travel plans that I'm working on. They should be solidified by this weekend. I am staying home with the kids. They will come home from college. Lovely. That's lovely, Felicia. That's wonderful. I met you when they were in early high school. Now they're in college. Time moves fast for them, at least. You know what, Felicia? Yeah, yeah. A client of mine came on my live stream. I think it was Saturday night, and she was one of my first clients ever. And that was like, it'll be 5 years I've had this channel in February, and yeah, I think she actually was on my very first live stream, and now she has her own channel too. But when she first started, I remember she was it was during the pandemic, and she started as a freshman, and now she's about to graduate. I know for at least 4 years. Yeah, yeah, because you're an early adopter too. I know. Yeah, you're one of the OGs. You're definitely one of the OGs for sure. Yeah, yeah. And we are so grateful. Yeah, time flies. It really does. I can't believe it'll be 5 years. Oh, 5 years in February. Good Lord. And starting this channel, I didn't think I would be 40. I didn't think about that. In 5 years, I'll be 40. Yeah, I'm still amazed that Spirit brought me to such enlightenment. Oh, thank you so much, Felicia. Yeah, I think the same thing too with this channel. I've been reading tarot for years and years and years, but I never did it professionally. Um, excuse me. And sorry, yeah, it wasn't out of well, a little bit. I a little bit was me feeling not super confident, not in my abilities as a reader, but technology. Um, and it was during the pandemic. I was sorry, 1 second here. Christy. Hello. Sorry, there's something stuck on my tongue, and that's why it's difficult for me to talk right now. One sec. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, Christy, and I received your donation, and I will read for you when I am done with the live stream. Thank you so much. I'm blessed because I've grown so much due to you, Bird, and a couple others. Oh, thank you so much, Felicia. Yeah, I haven't talked to Bird in a little while. I need to reach out to her. But yeah, when I first started, I was a little hesitant to start my channel because of the technology aspect of it, and I was like, oh, am I too shy? I don't know. But it all worked out, and I'm so glad I started it when I did too, because I was always into tarot, but then during the pandemic I got even deeper into it because I was at home a lot, and I noticed that there were tarot channels. I'm like, I want to do what they're doing. Tell me why my ex contacted me and sent me a follow request today. He got declined. That was crazy today. Which ex, Christy? Okay. Okay. I think I know why, but we'll see. We'll see. Just because I know what type of person he is. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. And what was his sign again? The one that pleases me so many. Yeah. Oh, I remember. Angels, messengers, and he, not just last year, but the year before too. The first reading I ever did for you, the private reading I did for you, we were talking about him. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did he contact Christy? Today, and send a follow request. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did he contact Christy today and ask for a follow request? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did he contact Christy today and ask for a follow request? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did he contact Christy today asking for a friend follow request? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did he contact Christy today asking for a friend follow request? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did he contact Christy today? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did he contact Christy today? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did he contact Christy today? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did he contact Christy today and ask for a friend request? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did he contact Christy today and ask for a friend request? He's a Cancer. Okay. And let me quickly go ahead, add you here. Okay, Christy. We have Four of Swords reversed, Eight of Wands, Ace of Swords, Death, and Nine of Swords. Yeah, he definitely wants to open up the channels of communication with you. Eight of Wands is a message, is communication. Ace of Swords is using one's voice, communicating. He's left in the past. Yeah, he's left in the past, all right, as he should be, as he should be. I do need a little bit of clarity. He's he's effing worried about something. He's really, really worried about something. There's something he's really tripping on. It's keeping him awake at night. He's anxious. I'm wondering if he needs money or something. But why would he bark up your tree when he already owes you money? I have nothing to say to Key. He caused me. Absolutely, as you should have blocked him. As you should have blocked him. But you're asking me why he reached out to you. I'm telling you. He asked me where I'm at and told me to call him. Yeah, he definitely wants to open up communication with you. Do I think it's communication with good intentions? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's not. I don't think he's looking to. Okay, give me a moment here, girl, because there's a lot going on here. He's definitely wanting to talk to you again. I'm just trying to see what his intentions are here, because he's effing worried about something. There's something he's really concerned about. I want some clarity with this Four of Swords reversed. I think I know what it is, but I just want some clarity. Yeah, I think he recently got out of a breakup, girl. I think he recently got this Four of Swords reversed. He's stepped back, or someone stepped away from him, and he was rejected. Four of Swords reverse is indicative of two things: rejection and reigniting passions. And he may have some reignited passions for you, but do not accept them, Christy, because he has not changed. He has not changed. Something has ended in his life, and he's tripping on it. I think the guy can't be alone. I think the guy can't be alone, and he's like, oh well, Christy was a good woman. Maybe she'll take me back. Yeah, I deleted the emails, and he's blocked on there, and he's declined on Snapchat too. I don't know why I don't want him at all. Yeah, no, what do you mean you don't know what? Well, that's the thing, is he doesn't care. He just assumes that you'll want him all the time. He does not think normally. Like, why on earth would he think that you would take him back into your life after all he put you through? Why would you even, and why would you want him at all? You know, the guy's out of his mind. And then I don't know why he is he's contacting you because I think he wants to start something with you because he's been dumped. This is rebound energy for sure, Christy, and that's not good. That's what I'm saying, is the intentions for wanting to be back in your life and communicating with you again, they're not salient. They're not good. They're not good. This Nine of Swords, he's really tripping on something. Death, something has come to a close and something's ended in his life. Four of Swords reverse, he was rejected by someone. Yeah, no, never taking him back. And that's your power, and that's going to drive him bananas. That's going to be his karma. He thinks that you'll just take him anytime, you'll take him back whenever. I think he thinks that you're just that you'll forgive him, and that you still have strong feelings for him despite being angry. That was the best woman he ever had, and he was stupid. Yeah, and he ruined it. He ruined it, so he can continue worrying. Allow him to continue. Like, please, keep him. And I have faith that you will keep him away from you, because you know he's trouble. He is trouble. He hasn't changed. He has not changed. He's still the same idiot he was in the past. He's stupid. Like you said, he's stupid. Why would he think for a second that after all he put you through that you would take him back? That's someone who's a senseless person. You can't make sense out of someone who's senseless. No, I moved on. He can just stay blocked. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And what's even, and the best thing about, yeah, he's totally delusional. And the best thing about that, Christy, is he's already been rejected by someone recently. Your rejection of him, that's gonna really hurt. The guy's really alone because he doesn't treat people right. And this is his karma. He's gonna. I really felt this. Like, one of these days he's gonna look around him, and there ain't gonna be anyone around him, because there's only so much shit that people are gonna put up with someone, even if they really, really like them. But he just puts people through way too much, and now they're gone, including you, and he's grasping at straws for like any support, anyone in his life. Totally delusional, and I'm really, really glad that you denied him, because that's exactly what he didn't want. He really, I think he genuinely really thought that you were going to be like, oh yeah, let's talk, let's start, let's have a new fresh slate here. No, he effed up too hard. There's no forgiveness there. You can forgive him, sure, but not gonna date him again. And especially when he still owes you money, no way, no way. The guy's delusional. He's not good. So I definitely commend you on blocking everything. That was the smartest thing to do there. He is not the one. Not a good guy. It took me by surprise, but my exes always try to come back. Shows I'm not the problem. Never taking him back. These stupid. I've always said that, Christy. You're not the problem. They are. These men are idiots. You're not. You've never been the problem, Christy. And yeah, they come back, but they messed up too much, and they haven't. And he hasn't changed. So, you know, it just goes to show you're right. You've never been the problem, and I have always felt that way. You've never been the problem here. It's just not the right behavior. The way Key treated you, yeah, I could go on, but just not right. Well, thank you very much, Christy. I'm sorry that happened to you today. That's got to be overwhelming. I totally understand, but you definitely made the right choice and move there. Oh no. Well, try and get some. I know it's late, but try and eat something before you go to bed, Christy. I know for me, like I can't sleep when I'm hungry. I don't know about other people, but if my tummy's rumbling, I can't sleep. But I also understand you too. When I get really, really stressed out, my appetite is the first thing that's affected. Even if it's just like some soup or something, you know. So we are all caught up with donations. So that means that the donation queue is currently open. So whoever donates next will be read for next. Thank you. Alright, so it is that time of night, my friends, where I do a last call for any and all donations. If you got a question, I am here for you. Otherwise, Miss Sophie's gotta hit the open road. And by open road, I mean likely go to bed because got work early in the morrow. Speaking of my week, I likely will be on tomorrow, all things God willing. I will not be on Wednesday. If I do end up going on Wednesday, it would be very early because I have my class at synagogue at 6. Thursday, I have work in the morning and then I'm leaving for out of town just for a couple of days, returning Saturday morning, literally just a couple of days, just staying Thursday and Friday up north. Hi, Austin. You have 2 days off starting tomorrow? Rad, my friend. Yeah, I initially had Thursday off and I was going to leave for the hot springs that I like to visit up in Calistoga. I was initially just going to leave really early, but then somebody got sick and I am filling in for them. So I'll be leaving a little later. Probably hitting traffic, but it is what it is. Last call, everybody. Last call tonight for any and all donations. Thank you very, very much, Lee. Yeah, so I'll probably be hitting traffic Thursday night, but that's all good. That is all gravy because once winter comes, my other job, I don't get as much work, so it's just fine with me. And I'm also sorting out my birthday travel plans for January. Last call tonight, last call for any and all donations. Thank you very, very much. Just send in your donation if you have a question and we can proceed. Otherwise, I will not be on that much this week. Oh my god, I'm wearing my sweater backwards. I've been wearing it backwards this whole time. Yeah, this week I will not be on that much. You're streaming Wednesday. Awesome. Stream for me if I don't go on. Last call, everybody. Last call for all donations tonight. Yeah, this week I will not be super present, but with that being said, y'all know you can always get a reading from me even when I'm not live streaming. Just send me your donation and your question, of course. Make sure you're friends with me on Instagram. If not, we do it typed over email, but I can answer your question not on my live stream as well. I do it quite frequently for quite a few clients of mine. And also, it's convenient. Like I said, if I'm not online, if I'm not online, if I'm out of town or whatever, just send me your donation, your question, and I can help you out. I've helped people out from all over the world, quite frankly. Wow, the places I've read for people, that's a whole story for another day. But it looks like everyone is happy and taken care of. Thank you all so much. Thank you for being here, Austin. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Sorry you had a hectic day today. And I will likely see y'all tomorrow. Yeah. Good night. Bye.